is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energetic reading for November 24th. And today, the Saturn in Sagittarius aligns with Mercury in Sagittarius. Also, on the same day, we have an Earth trine. So we have a lot to talk about. This week is a power-packed week in astrology. There's a lot to change, lots of energy asking us to really open us up to new concepts, new perspectives, new ways of thinking, elevate your thinking, research. This is about asking the big questions, the big tough questions that inevitably will cause conversations that will cause us to think more about how we think about things, so it can help us get out of our regimented thinking and our predisposed thinking, and it can cause some really important questions that start to brew some really interesting thought processes in us. The reason I say that is because Saturn, the planet of control, the planet that involves discipline in our lives, it's a planet that asks us to be responsible. It's the planet of restriction and limitation, so it tries to hone us down and keep us under control. It's where we seek control or where we lose control also. That can be part of Saturn's job to reveal to you. Is going to align with Mercury, and Mercury is the messenger. It's logic, and so is Saturn. Saturn is logic, but Saturn is about combining logic with life experience. It's about wise. It's about the combination where I think Gemini is more about your daily environment. It's more about Mercury is more about processing your environment, immediate needs and wants, depending on where it's at. It's about asking us to perceive our environment and then make decisions based on what we need. It's also a very, okay, so you have the planet of control, right? Aligned with Mercury, the planet that is very fast moving and is very dexterous. It's uncontrollable energy, depending on what energy source it's in. So this is a lot of, we think about something, we want something, but then it's kind of like gas and the brake pedal. Somebody explained it that way, and I think it's a fabulous way to say it. It is. It's like somebody wants to slam on the gas and go because you get some really interesting news, or you get some really interesting, you want to talk about something, or you get an invitation and you want to go. Well, then Saturn comes in and says, whoa, wait up. We got to think this through. What are the ramifications? Do you have responsibilities? Will this interfere with those responsibilities? If so, let's weigh out whether or not that's a really good thing to do. And so that can be super frustrating in this alignment. As they dance together for quite some time, you are going to find that you're going to have this desire to want to move and be mutable and just try different things. And then you're going to have something in there saying, nope, stop, control yourself, because these are the ramifications. So let's talk about Saturn aligning with a personal planet, because this is extremely important. When Saturn aligns with a personal planet, it causes a delay or a limitation or an obstacle in that planet. And the reason it causes that obstacle is because it wants you to ponder and think it through. So whatever you say, or whatever you feel, or whatever you want to communicate, you may find it difficult to communicate effectively. If you're writing, you may find that it's just, you get writer's block. It's really difficult to write things down. Or if you write them down, it may not be exactly the way that you had initially intended it to be. If you are experiencing squares in this energy off and on, then you're going to want to say something, but there's going to be something that holds you back and makes you much more reserved about the way that you're feeling. You're going to be very careful about the way that you approach conversations. You may come off as very negative and pessimistic. Saturn is a very cold and calculating planet, and it needs to see the darker part of what we're feeling in order for us to really, explore both sides of it. It really wants us to look at both sides of the information, especially when it's combining with Mercury. So you may come on, and in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the frustration, when you're trying to find the words and you can't, and it's just super frustrating, then what happens? You get really irritated. You come off blunt. You come off aggressive. You come off as conceited, and that's not what you're meaning at all. But it's just super frustrating to have all of this energy like this. You may be self-conscious about what you want to say. You may be self-conscious about approaching somebody that you need to for whatever reason. There's a limitation. It's really hard to talk to that person, and so you may feel more so than normal apprehensive about what you want to say. Now understand that when Saturn goes into this area, it's going to expand your consciousness in the way that you deliver information, interpret information, the way that you seek information and validate sources. And it's opening your mind up. You need more than one source of information. I don't think you're going to be as trustworthy with the sources of information around you. You need more. You need lots more. And I think that's the whole point of all of this energy, is for us not to just trust one source or trust where we're at. It's to take a look around us and look at the different approaches that other people have, and to absorb the way that they communicate and take a look at the way we communicate, and do they coincide with each other. Super intense energy, different energy, a lot of crazy energy. Now let's talk about the fact that during this day we also have an Earth trine. So we have a beautiful trine in Earth. This is a grand trine. And this is a beautiful, harmonious flow of energy. So many of you during this event, as I go through your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, are going to have just an enlightenment during this dance that Saturn and Mercury and the sun are all going to be doing this week. But I do want to warn you that, okay, a trine is good fortune. It's good luck. It's opportunity. It's an extremely harmonious flow of energy. But it can make you self-indulgent, materialistic, because it's this flow of energy. This earth energy is making us cling to these things. It can make you unwilling to deviate from a goal. So say you set your goal, and even though logic and everything is telling you that you should do something different, and as Saturn is expanding this and you want to go, but Saturn is putting on the brakes, you have this harmonious flow of energy making it appear that you have to go a certain way, but Saturn is going to be challenging. Okay, if it's super easy to do and it's something that you've always done, I wouldn't say that that's where you're going to be challenged in this energy. That's where you're going to feel, this strange energy. Where you work and the work that you do is going to be super important. So either it's just going to be really easy for you, you're really valued where you are, and you don't really feel like you need to make some changes, even though your career, life path, destiny is something that the universe is pointing out that you may need to realign yourself with. I don't think that you're going to want to do it when you have this earth trine today. It's, this trine goes away. So that is the basics about what this energy source changing means for you. Now let's get to your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. Hi Aries, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Saturn aligning with Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, your ruler is going to be in the 7th house. The 7th house is the house of partnerships and marriages again, and unions. You're going to be working a lot in this area as we go through the week. This is, however, about cooperation with others. I want to emphasize this for you because as Mercury does this dance through your 7th house, you're going to be learning a lot about how you communicate effectively. You may think that you are communicating effectively, yet the person that you're communicating with may see you coming off as brash or blunt or hard, and it's not coming off well. This challenge in the way that you're going to come off is really going to start to open up your perspective about how you communicate. What is effective communication? Why do you choose to communicate like that? I want to say that I have seen more than one Aries when they get at a point where they're in a relationship, and it doesn't matter if it's a work relationship, because you guys really identify yourselves in your job as a leader. You tend to push an idea on somebody instead of talk to them and open them up to your idea. So you're going to find a lot of pushback possibly in this energy. Now remember that Saturn is aligned with Mercury. Mercury is this fast planet, quick-witted. Once you're thinking about a lot of things, there's a lot of, you're really excited about all of the stimulating energy around you, but Saturn is wanting you to control, to put a box in it, and it wants you to resonate in the energy more than it wants you to communicate, right? More than it wants you to talk about what you should do. Also, this is a great time to weigh out whether or not you want to take a long distance trip or whether or not you want to take a short distance trip. If some of you are thinking about taking a trip or taking a trip with a partner, it's very highly supported in this energy. Also, this is about the psychology. Understanding the psychology of who you communicate with. You are you. But when you're communicating, you may be communicating with people that pose opposition. They pose opposition because somewhere in there is a lesson, a karmic lesson for you to learn, or some sort of lesson that the universe is trying to get you to understand. Remember, Saturn is the planet of karma. And so this isn't these people that are coming to you could be messengers, and you need to absorb some very important information from them. And if your ego gets in the way, that you won't be able to see it. So be very, I would do a lot of listening in this energy, and I would probe further for what they're trying to say in their message. Don't try to dominate the conversation and make it your message. Make it their message, because this is really important energy for some reason for you. Thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Taurus, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Saturn aligning with Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, they are going to be doing a dance, and not only are they, but the Saturn and Mercury, but so is the Sun going to be aligning this week. So there is a lot of emphasis on grasping new theories and concepts and having no boundaries in these concepts, getting out of regimented, rigid thinking, conservative thinking, and opening yourself up to a more liberal point of view. This can be very difficult, and I want to say that it's going to be for you. Now, the reason I say this is because whatever you say to somebody is going to be overanalyzed. Okay, so Venus is going to be in opposition with Uranus, and it's going to be squaring off with Pluto. So to me, what this suggests is you have a very open concept, and you really want to get somewhere right now. You really want to start over and make your life go in a direction. You're really trying to pour your energy into coping methods that are healthy. And I mean, I think in general, you're really honestly getting a grasp on where you need to go. However, implementing it is a challenge. Now, remember that we're habitual creatures. You can't break a habit overnight. So somebody in your life may challenge you, may challenge you. Now, I want to say that these are karmic challenges. Whenever Saturn gets involved with a personal planet, this is a personal challenge. So it may be that when you have conversations with somebody, you may sugarcoat it. And maybe somebody says, hey, no, I've been down this road with you. You've said that before. I'm expecting results. And so action needs to support your words. So what I feel is going to happen is, although you have this new thought and this new, and you're really ready to embark on this journey with more than likely a very serious partner of yours, I want to say that that person is going to challenge you, and it could have to do with places where they've suffered in the past, either with you or with other partners, or karmic lessons, or you guys are a karmic lesson together and you guys are testing each other's where you have fears and strengths and weaknesses, and you're going to be doing that. So there's a lot. Now, understand that anytime we have Saturn working with a personal planet, this is about regeneration. This is about a rebirth. This is about a dying of an old mindset, especially when we're dealing with the sixth house. Sixth house, we're dealing with the fact that how we deal with our coping methods during adversity, and how we maintain our routines as well. So I want to say that you used to have a routine that probably was not something that supported a really healthy foundation and a really healthy sense of self. And I want to say that you're going to be challenged. Now, this could be a very frustrating energy for you because you're ready to move forward and somebody may be pulling you back in the past, back to old wounds, back to old karmic lessons, because maybe they haven't moved on from it, but you have. So I think it's something that you guys are going to be struggling with throughout this transit as we dance through this. Understand, communication opens up a lot of areas in us that we need to address. So we need to address and it could be through challenging conversations, because challenging conversations add opposition to thought. And anytime it adds opposition to thought, then it is big ideas, it's new ways of thinking, it's broadening your concepts, right? So allow these strange conversations, because in there, I want to say there's probably a really important message that you need to take with you as you dance your dance in the journey of life. So anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Gemini, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Saturn aligning with Mercury at the same day that we're having an Earth trine. Now for you, this is a big deal because this is your ruler is moving in to, is in Sagittarius and aligning with Saturn. So for you in particular, this personal planet alignment is going to be very, very challenging. And I want to talk about what it's like when so that you can recognize the signs of what's going on in your life. So Mercury being in Sagittarius means that you're very optimistic in the way that you're thinking about your life. You are thinking of the choices that you're making and how they're impacting other people. You are, you're very fun, you're very lighthearted, you have a really, honestly, I think you're very hopeful. And that's in a high vibration. In a low vibration, you're very judgmental, debatable, you're very difficult, you're very opinionated, and you want to base your facts on facts and not opinions. So the way that I like to look at Saturn aligning with Mercury is Saturn is about incorporating life experience, and life experiences of very wise people. It's a very old energy. It's the wisest of all energies. Sorry, I gotta itch my nose. Ah! Oh, thank you. Okay. So, Saturn is the planet of control and discipline and of responsibility and of duty and its limitation. And it is aligned with the planet that's a mover, a shaker, a talker, a socializer. You know, it is a very energetic planet. And here's just this laid back, a very deliberate planet. So you've got this feeling of gas and then brakes and then gas and then brakes. And it's very frustrating for you in particular, because you're used to having a gift for gab, and your thought is it's very easy for you to shift gears in your thinking. I want to say that this will be extremely difficult for you. Now, let's talk about the factors that are at play. So this event for you is happening in the 7th house, and Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius. It is going to be aligning with Saturn, and it's going to be conjunct the sun. So this means that this is a lot of 7th house stuff. So the 7th house is how we unite how we unite to achieve a purpose. Right? It is how we, of course, it's our lovers, our partners, our spouses, our significant others. But it's the reasons why we choose those partners. We're trying to align that. So imagine that Saturn is up there, and Saturn is a very controlled outcome. It likes to look at things further down the road, and it wants you to work hard and be very disciplined to achieve it. It's not a very benefic energy. It's actually considered a malefic energy source. So combined with Mercury, it can pull down the vibration and ground your thinking, ground the way that you communicate, ground you're not going to be so apt to change your mind. You're probably going to be much more solid in the way that you're thinking. So if you're trying to make a decision, great energy to do so in. If you really want to if you've been searching for an answer and you can't, because of your twins, you just can't get both twins on board with where you want to go, you don't know which direction to fully point, this energy, as it dances through this transit, and then as all of these energies work through the week, because there's lots of energies going to be working with Mercury, you're going to find some clarity in thoughts, and it will be a definite direction of where to go inevitably. This is the house. Also, we have Mars sextiling Mercury, and this is going to be happening in the 5th house. So this could be an announcement about having a baby, right? This could be an announcement about wanting children. These could be conversations about let's have kids, and and passionately thinking about doing it, like making that next step, that committed step, right? It could mean that if you have been romantically thinking about somebody and you really have been putting it off, and I think you were indecisive, you could want to make that final step with that person and actually start to engage in that romantic endeavor. This is a very fun energy, pleasure seeking. So this is about passion, love, kids, fun, romance. I mean, it's a very fun energy. And I want to say that just get caught up in the pure pleasure of this energy, because it's really uplifting, and it suggests to me that there's a lot of positivity in your relationships. Now, we do have one thing that is going on. If you are unrealistic in your thinking, if you are idealizing something, you may have a reality check in that energy, and you may have a conversation about it that will just add to this decisive need that you have to make this change in your life. It's gorgeous energy for you. I love it. It will feel off. You'll feel a little off because Saturn is wanting to control you, pull you down, and limit you. so that you can focus more. And that can be a little frustrating for a Gemini, but just enjoy this because there is so much energy to come that will help make it clear as to why you're experiencing this energy source. Thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi Cancers, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Saturn aligning with Mercury in Sagittarius. Today we have an Earth trine, and this will affect you specifically. So I'll cover the Earth trine because it affects your personal planet, and then we'll talk about Saturn, this alignment. So an Earth trine is a harmonious flow of energy. It is usually it's a very easy type mentality. So you're going to feel at ease in this energy. It's very opportunistic. It's good luck. It really does make you feel deeply abundant since it's connected to the moon. So this suggests to me that because the moon is in Taurus, that you are feeling very secure. You're feeling valued. You're feeling like not only are you feeling valued by others, but you're feeling valued in your mind. You feel like you're proud of what's going on in your world. There's a couple ways that an Earth trine can go. It can just make you feel really good and abundant, and so you don't really want to make any changes because life is just pretty sweet right now as you go through this day. But it is in a trine with Jupiter and Virgo, and it's in a trine with Pluto and Capricorn. So Pluto in Capricorn is your foundation. So I think you're feeling like, you've got the homey thing, and maybe you're starting to shop for the holidays, and you're decorating, and you're starting to feel pretty energized about this whole family dynamic. Getting the house all warm and cozy, having people over is like your deal. That's your nurturing energy, or going to family's house or going back home where your roots are. All those things are really nurturing and really food for your soul particularly. And also we have Jupiter in Virgo really making you feel like you have, I think it's going to flow easily. I don't think you're going to feel overwhelmed trying to get everything done, trying to get work done, trying to get, the shopping done, trying to get everything baked, and whatever you do, or if you're trying to fly somewhere, you're just going to find it very easy, and you're not going to experience a lot of delays. Now that is, it can make you, if you're out there shopping, you can get a little carried away because you're very decadent. Eating, you could get really carried away and not really care about your diet. You may feel like it's like, calories are calories. I'll worry about them, at the beginning of the year when I make my New Year's resolution. Now, also, we do have this, although it doesn't completely affect you, you do have Saturn aligning with Mercury in Sagittarius. So whenever we get Saturn teamed up with a personal planet, that can cause delay. That can cause delay in communication if you're doing a short distance trip. And I'm glad that it doesn't completely affect you, because for the people who have Mercury directly aspecting them, it could cause delays if they have a negative aspected planet in their chart. But for the most part, this is about, aligning your thought with responsibility, aligning your thought with choosing to create structure. So it could mean that, okay, I've got deadlines, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I've got this to do. I think because you have a trine, I think you're going to be able to task those out. So I think in this energy for you, Saturn is going to be very benefic, and it's going to go through and it's going to remove the obstacle sources that can be quite challenging around this time of year. I think you might just find it beautiful. Remember, now I want to warn you that Saturn is, I mean, Sagittarian energy is doing a ballet all this week. I mean, Saturn and the Sun and Mercury are all going to be going through alignments. And so this is about opening up your way of thinking. I think if you communicate with others, you may find that sharing your thoughts and ideas with somebody can be a little frustrating in the fact that maybe they don't exactly see eye to eye, but that's not a bad thing. If you feel that you're going through this opposition, which I don't feel like you're going to have a lot of, but say you do, it's just makes for a really interesting conversation. Who wants to talk to somebody who thinks exactly like you? Like, in order for you to have a really interesting conversation, you kind of need an opposite opinion every once in a while. So just enjoy yourself. I really, truly believe that you're going to find this particular experience just a very easygoing time for you. You're going to feel like you're just very perceptive and that you're received well, and that's going to be so nice. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. This is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Saturn aligning with Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, for you, all this is going to be happening in your 5th house. The Sun is going to be conjunct with this event. So the Sun is your desire. It's going to be in Sagittarius energy. So it's about expanding your consciousness. It's about analyzing collective thinking. It's about where you align yourself with life experience, with facts. That energy is going to flow into you. You're going to be introspective, you're going to be thinking a lot internally, and you're going to be having really interesting conversations with others about the thought processes that you're having, these new awarenesses and these new concepts. You're going to be trying to synthesize facts with life experience. So if you're lucky to have yourself, surround yourself with somebody who's been through something that you're thinking about, I would definitely have a conversation about it, because I think you're going to feel mentally engaged by it, and I think it's going to really resonate deeply with you. And then I think Saturn is going to help you apply that to your life and make you I want to say it'll help you incorporate that new thought process in your life, because it's karmic. It's conversations that you're destined to be having. Interactions and conversations with people right now, super important, really important. These are aligning you with the universe. This is about opening up your thinking and your awarenesses. And as you meet people and as you talk to people, especially as engaged as you are, I want to say this could have something to do with the children. Maybe talking with your kids would be great. Also, this is about romantic endeavors. So maybe romantic partners. Maybe you're wanting to talk to somebody who you've been really interested in for a really long time. And when you start talking to this person, you find that this person is so mentally engaging that it makes them much more attractive to you than just a physical state. This is about fun, games, romance, lighthearted, witty conversations, mixing, mingling. This is about getting yourself out there and doing what a Leo does best and just really lighting everybody up. Understand that anytime Saturn aligns with a personal planet, this is about Saturn is going to make you think things through. So taking action is going to only happen after Saturn has asked you the tough questions in your head. I like this form of opposition. Sometimes when you get too caught up in Mercury thinking and you have all this expansive, broad-minded thinking, and normally Sagittarian energy is super risk-taking and you could feel like taking extreme risks, but then Saturn's going to go in and say, hey, I know you want to just go run off and do that, or maybe go take that giant trip and just bail on people or doing whatever you're doing because you want to go have fun and experience something. But I want to say that Saturn is going to keep you realistic and grounded, and it's going to make sure that there isn't some weird ramification that you haven't thought through. You're going to find that logic is going to play such an important role this week as we move through the week and as we have a couple alignments. You'll find, and we have a full moon, so we have a lot of energy in communication and pleasure seeking. This is a great energy if you are thinking about writing. Now, understand that Saturn can come in and cause limitations in writing or the delivery of ideas. But that opposition could be super helpful if you're trying to complete a thought process. People having opposing opinion can sometimes open you up to like, oh my God, I never thought of that until that person just totally pissed me off. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi, Virgos, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for this Saturn aligning with Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, for you all, this is going to be happening in your 4th house. Your 4th house is the house of home, family, and ancestral roots. So, Mercury is going to be aligned with Saturn. So, which is also going to be conjuncting the sun. So when Saturn aligns with a personal planet, I want to talk a little bit about that because you're used to, I like this energy for you more than I like it for Gemini, because methodical thinking is something I think you can relate to. Slowing down and looking at the pros and cons in energy, that is okay with you because you want to make very precise movements. You're not as restless, I want to say, as the Gemini energy would be in this. So Saturn is the planet of control, discipline, limitation, realistic thinking. It is the planet where we learn our life lessons. And it's a karmic planet. And Mercury is the messenger. It's logic. It's reasoning. It's quick-witted. It's quick movements. It's agile thinking. And it's about being dexterous and perceptive. Those two are going to align. So it's going to feel very much like at times you'll have a really good idea, but it's going to be like, you want to take off with that idea, but then there's a stop. There's an obstacle. There's a hesitation that happens either in your thinking or in your environment or with others that cause you. And I want to say that it probably has something to do with your family or something like it could mean that you get a job opportunity, right? But you can't accept a job opportunity that would really expand your potential because because you would have to move and you have family. That is the kind of thing that could happen in this energy. But it helps you prioritize your family in your life and where it fits in your life. It helps you it aligns you. So if you're trying to make a decision about something, either somebody in your family could be highly important. It could mean that somebody, a very wise person in your family could have a conversation with you about something that just really steers you in a different direction. It could mean this is where you stay grounded. So, it could mean that there's something around the home that you have to think through, whether it's a remodel or whether it's where you're going to live or whether or not it's, if you're combining families, what place you're going to stay at. It's that kind of energy. And it also could have something to do with your mother. So your mother may come and talk to you, or you may have to make decisions based around your mother. That sort of stuff could come up in this. So you're going to have to understand that at times it's going to feel like you have a really good idea and you're really ready to go gung-ho, and then we have this obstacle or this limitation or this restriction in that thought process. I really like this kind of energy. I really try deeply to look at opposition, as opposition is one of those things that helps me look at the con, because I'm such a pro person that if I get to look at a con, then it's much more realistic thinking than having rose-colored glasses and making decisions based on optimism, because often you don't see what's right before you when you're totally making decisions like that. So this is about big ideas. This is about expansive thinking. This is about pushing the boundaries, but making sure that Saturn keeps them reeled in and keeping you very realistic. This could be some sort of karmic lesson, some sort of karmic conversation. Remember that Mercury is the messenger, so for some of you, there could be a very beautiful conversation that aligns you with the universe and the universal way of thinking versus the earthbound way of thinking. I want to say it's bigger. These conversations could have a bigger impact than I think you understand further down the line as you go through this week, and we have these alignments. I think there's just a clarity or an understanding of maybe why you went through some of the karmic lessons you went through, or karmic relationships that you went through, or if you're currently in these karmic relationships or having these karmic conversations, what they mean in the big scheme of things. What was the point? Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event. Hi guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your energetic reading for Saturn aligning with Mercury in Sagittarius. And for you, all of this is going to be happening in your third house. And the third house is the house of communication, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So Mercury aligning with Saturn is kind of like you want to say something, but there's a hesitation, a limitation, a restriction in the ability to either communicate effectively or communicate effectively with the person that you're trying to communicate with, or with being able to get out what you really deeply mean. I think there's going to be an uneasiness in that. What this is going to have to do with is family and relationships. And what I'm finding is, okay, so something with you is not going to it's not going to feel right. It's not going to sit well with you. And it's going to be having something to do with conversations. It could have to do with siblings. It could have to do with family members. It could have to do with your intimate relationships, or all of the above. Maybe you have a family, this is Thanksgiving week. Maybe family comes over, and you know what? Maybe they're looking at you and they're not agreeing with your family situation, or they're not agreeing with how you talk to your family, or maybe they're not agreeing with the fact that maybe your kid doesn't respect you, or there's some dynamic. And maybe you're doing everything, right? Maybe you're doing everything in the partnership. You're the one and you're overworked and you're not appreciated. So whenever we have a personal planet align with Saturn, there's a restriction, there's a control, there's a limitation there. There's a sense of duty and responsibility. So for you, there's a sense of responsibility about the way that you communicate with your family members, with your partner. I'm going to say that there's going to be something unexpected that may come up, that may ignite this conversation. And just understand that this could be with a person who is very narrow-minded, and you. So what you're trying to do is find a way to communicate effectively with this person. So you're going to have to take into account their philosophical approach, or their religious approach, or their narrow-mindedness, I want to say. I think there's some narrow-mindedness that's going to go on. So the challenge is going to be really honestly in your foundation. Somebody's going to challenge the way that you are running your life, the way that you are finding power in your relationship or power in your family. I feel like through this conversation, now remember that Mercury is the messenger planet and Saturn is the planet of karma. These are very karmic, predestined conversations to expand your consciousness in areas where there are limitations, but not in a good way. So you've been having a lot of this, and I think what it is doing is pulling you out of your own shell, where you hide what you really deeply desire, where you hide what you want to keep harmony so much that often what you'll do is you'll hold back what you desire, what you need, and what you want. So when Saturn aligns here, it is about getting structure, getting order in these areas that are somewhat out of control, or you have these unexpected spurts of getting out of control. You're going to be very authoritative in this particular energy, and you're going to demand some respect. And how you communicate that is, I think what it is you're making stands, and I think that some people are like, what the hell? Like, Miss Harmonious person is now not, or Mr. Harmonious guy is like all of a sudden taking all these stands and standing up, and I think it's gaining you respect, but I think it's a journey. It's a journey, and it's not easy. It's not easy to take stands in areas with partners or with family members or with siblings, because it can be very frustrating when all you want is a really good time and just have pleasure. I mean, really honestly, and you just want to enjoy the finer things in life. So don't whip out. Stay strong, assertive, move forward, and if somebody pisses you off, understand that there is a need to get control of that, or you would not be having that conversation in the first place. It is as we take these small steps, and as we set boundaries with people, which Saturn is all about boundaries, then then Saturn turns into be a very benefic planet instead of malefic. If you avoid the lessons that it's trying to teach you, it's super malefic. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next astrological event.